afternoon, everyone, and welcome to session one of Smart Start, brought to you by the Division of Student Services and Development, which you will soon come to know as the DSSD. Students, we are so very happy to have you this afternoon. We are asking you to let us know where you are joining in from, specifically those persons who might be in regional or international territories. Please let us know in the chat where you're joining in from. We are so very happy to have you right here at the UWI St. Augustine campus. I'm Gerald Alder, and I'm the manager of student engagement. And I am today joined by members of my team at the student engagement unit, as well as the team at our campus's admissions office. And together we will guide you through what I trust would be a most insightful and enjoyable session today. So students, let me tell you, we are so truly honored that you have chosen us at the UWI St. Augustine campus for your university experience. And of course, through our first year experience program, which we refer to as FYE, we are indeed committed, let me say that again, committed to ensuring that you transition successfully to your first year of study with us. So I'm definitely letting you know that you're in the right place at the right time. Over the next few weeks, you will be invited to participate in a number of orientation events, initiatives, and activities that will work to ensure that you are prepared for your UA experience and that, of course, you integrate into our campus community. So today, students, we're kicking off your orientation experience with what we call Smart Start. And in this virtual series, our focus is meeting your informational needs as we engage you in discussions and we introduce you to new topics and, of course, share pertinent information with you that will ensure your readiness for the start of the new semester. So we invite you to join us virtually right here every Thursday. Now remember that every single Thursday for the month of June from 1 p.m. you have a session with us. It's called Smart Starts. And trust me, you don't want to miss out. So for our first session today, students, we will explore getting started with your university experience. And today we will begin the session with an important conversation on the realities and the expectations of the university environment, after which we will assign you to breakout rooms where members of our admissions team will guide you through the immediate next steps now that you have all received your offer letters. So you are encouraged to be attentive in these sessions. We encourage you to take notes as we go along, ask questions at the appropriate time, and to also breathe and trust that by participating in FYE, you are definitely on the right path of attaining success in your first year of study with us at the UWI St. Augustine campus. So students, to ensure that you have the absolute best experience today, we ask that you keep your microphones muted until the designated Q&A segment. You are, of course, free to turn your cameras on at the appropriate time. Be sure to engage with us in the chat, share any questions you may have, or let us know which part of the world you are joining us from and which program you are pursuing. We'd definitely love to hear from you. So now that I've shared some information with you on what you can expect today, it is my absolute pleasure to introduce and invite our guest speaker for today. She is a diversity and inclusion specialist based in the US, a proud alumni member of the UWI, an experienced educator, and a really inspirational mentor who truly champions for youth development. Students, wherever you are, please help me welcome with a virtual round of applause, Mrs. Flores Nichols. Mrs. Nichols, over to you.
Thank you. Thanks for the introduction. And I just want to say welcome, Pelicans, and congratulations. You worked hard. You were competent. And here you are today, a university student at St. Augustine. I am honored to introduce you to life as you will know it on campus and the expectations that you have for managing your studies, managing yourself, and managing your social life. As for me, many years ago, I attended St. Augustine. I was on Milner Hall, which is now Freedom Hall. I wonder how many of you will be on Freedom Hall from this group. I was the entertainment rep at that hall. I joined the netball team. I was a runner for the campus and also was in a dance. So I've done, many things and enjoyed my time. And this is my hope for you, that you also will be able to, participate in the life on campus. I have a question for you. Maybe you could answer in the chat, or I guess I won't probably be seeing the reactions if I ask you to raise your hands, but how many of you are first-time members of your family going to college? Is what I would really like to know, and see if we could, just have a view of everyone, and that would be great. I see a couple. Celine, good to see you. Great. Musa, look at that. A lot of you, and this is quite an accomplishment for you to be here, and I congratulate you on representing your family today. So thanks for responding. I also want to ask, how many of you maybe have had a grandparent, brother, or sister go to this campus, to this university? You put up your hands again. Let's see that. Elijah, Eliam, look at that. So you have the experience. So many of you are raising your hands. About 18, 20 people are saying that you've had people coming through, and here you are, one of these individuals. My next question for you is this. Who here is excited and optimistic and ready for what you'll be doing on this campus today? Again, a show of hands would be great. All right. I see 40-something people being excited and ready to do this. On the other hand, maybe some of you feel a bit apprehensive. Who here feels a bit unsure, nervous, maybe scared to start this new life? Now I'm seeing, yep, so many of you as well. And that's to be expected. I'm seeing 30-something of you saying that you feel that way. And you've got to be both optimistic and, yes, a little bit apprehensive on what the future might be for you here. So welcome. And this is the idea, to make this life a little bit easier for you to get into it. So let's talk about this commitment that you have made. You've invested money in being able to come to university. Your family is counting on you. Your country might expect some contribution from you, right? As well as your own personal commitment to yourself on how you want to be this professional on the future that you're looking for yourself. So that might bring on a huge sense of responsibility, right? Because you now feel like you have to share that burden of being committed to what you've just allowed yourself to get into by becoming a Pelican, a member of this university. But you are a very important person, a very important individual. You bring to this university your talents, your abilities, and everyone is looking forward to you really showing up and totally enjoying and participating in that life. You are a very special individual at the St. Augustine campus here today. So how do we ensure that you are successful? And what does success look like to you? Is it doing well academically? Just you here and you want to get your degree, and that's great? Or are you also there because you want to embrace the full opportunities and life that's provided for you on campus? There are many services, many opportunities. University life could be an amazing thing. And so your success, well, it's about completing that work, but also feeling a sense of satisfaction and happiness to be on campus, to be with other people, and to be productive. All of that is the responsibility that you have to yourself for being here. So here's what I'll say to you. Make the most of the opportunities that are offered on campus, right? Connect with student services. You might have financial problems. Start out with student services to get your answers. You may need emotional support. Start out with student services. They know where to help you. You might enter into different job fairs and various other activities that are planned. You can get something from those. Internships, work opportunities. It's all happening there. So be active and be involved. Student engagement services, they're there for you. This is a great place to just sit, relax. You'll need to feel like you relax sometimes. It's not only and always about the work. Meet other people. So that's what I'm suggesting, as well as connecting to the mentorship program, which I'm actually a coordinator in that event. And this is where you get the guidance and the advice and the support and the help from experienced people who can help you in your journey. So we're pretty excited to have all of that for you to be successful in the work that you do. Well, you're growing into this responsible person, and all of a sudden, you have all this independence. For the first time in your life, maybe you're totally responsible for yourself. That's exciting, and that's freedom. It could also be a little bit challenging. So we want to bring that to your attention. Let me ask you this again. If you don't go to classes, think about it. Who will care? And if you don't complete your assignments, who's going to care? You know, your parents, your relatives, your good neighbors, they will not be there to wake you up. They will not be there to remind you that you have, work and studies to do, right? This is all on you, and that's independence. So here's what I'll say to you again. Remember, prioritize your time. It took me maybe end of the second, almost the third year on campus to realize, hey, I went to classes. Why don't I just go to the library and check in and look through exactly what we just finished in this class, get my homework done as fast as I could so that I can enjoy my time in my roommate and my friends when I go back. Do not leave things for later. Just get ahead on it and do it now. I also want to suggest, do the most important things first. And everything else can come later. They talk about 80% of the stuff we do is just fluff. The 20%, that most important part, make sure that you get that done first and then have a good life on campus, right? And the third thing I'll say is that ask for help. You don't know everything. If you knew everything, you don't need to be on the campus. So when things get rough and difficult and challenging, always ask for help. Don't just sit in your rooms or in your space without reaching out. It won't be helpful. Ask for help and you will find it. So here's a motivation, right? What brings you to this campus? What does getting this degree mean to you? How do you value it? Well, maybe for some of you, like you said, you're the first in your family and you're proud and you want to make sure that you succeed in doing this work. For some of you, it may be that you want to make a difference. You've had some experiences in life and you want to do those studies based on these things that have happened in life. Like some people said, my grandma was so sick and all of that, I felt I wanted to do medicine. That's great. And for some of you, you may feel like you just have to fulfill the need of your country, of the island. For me, I did agriculture. And I really did that because I saw how a lot of the farmers really were working hard to provide for us, and I wanted to be a part of that. This was my motivation for doing the work. But when things get difficult, I'll tell you what, you'll start out your year and it's fun. You're making friends, you're doing fun things, but it does get serious and it gets taxing. So I would say to you then, what can keep you motivated to do this work when exams are tough, when the assignments are on? What keeps you going? Don't forget, some of you, you've left your spiritual life back in your own island or country. Bring it into university with you. If you're the one who've been praying and religion is important to you, do not drop that. You still cling to the things that worked well for you. For some of you, it will be that your motivation comes from speaking with your family and speaking with your friends and getting encouragement from them for you to keep pressing on. And that's great. I told you about the mentorship program. This is where individuals are there to listen, to hear some of what you're going through. They've been through the university themselves, so they know what's going on. I just want to suggest to you that you find that source of motivation, find that strength that keeps you going. And then life as it is on campus, work and play, work-life balance. We need both, right? Now, you coming from very different backgrounds and you have different means, different abilities, different support. Everything could be very different between you and others. Do not compare yourself to other people. Never make that mistake, because you know what? There will always be people that are much better and greater than you are. And we tend only to look at that. We don't even remember sometimes, hey, our life is better off than a lot of other people. So do not compare yourself. And also know your limits on campus. You have a budget. You're responsible for your food. You're responsible for, if you're not feeling well, to go to the doctor, to pay for the doctor, to get your medicine. You're responsible for all your recreational activities. You're responsible for getting your books. Know your limits on how much you can do and how much you can't do. The best part of it is the social interactions that you have. You have roommates, you have access to friends who will be in class, who will be on hall. You will go to activities, you will join trips. There's a lot that you can go to give you a whole width of friends that you can make and that you can be happy with. But I'll ask you this, how many of you for the first time will have your own bed? How many of you for the first time will have your own space? Most probably, most of you will have. Thank you for sharing that. I see the hands up on that. Thank you. Yeah, so you will be able to spend this time with each other. My question then, is that roommate that you might have. Agree way ahead of time on your work habits. If you're a night person, how many of you are a night person? You like to stay up late, you can do your work late at night. Yeah. So many of you, right? But look, I'm seeing 40 something of you saying that you're night owls. Well, how many of you are the opposite? How many of you want to get up in the morning early? That's when you do your stuff. That's when you work. I think we have a lot more night owls than the early morning people. But here's the thing. Thank you all for raising your hands. Here is the thing. How do you agree with your roommates so that you want to stay up late, but this person needs to go to bed so they can wake up early? These are conversations we need to kind of have early on, get that all set in place, agree on when you will not be able to be there. Maybe you need to leave so your roommate can study. You can have all these conversations to make it work out for you. So this is life on campus and how we go about doing this work-life balance. I am not even on campus, but I am so excited for you all as students on the campus because there's always a way to balance things where you do your work, but you also get to be a part of all the activities that goes on campus. To be fully successful, I'll just say it again, do not just be that person who just wants to study the subject that they have and get their degree and leave. All right. Also realize that even in the subject that you are working on this year, when you are halfway into it, you might feel like this is not what I really want to do. That's not a failure. That is growth and that is exciting. And you have to talk to others about, well, what can I do differently? I no longer care for this. So for me, for example, I did my degree in agriculture. Then I went on to being a therapist. And so I did a master's in psychotherapy and psychology. And then how I've moved on into diversity and inclusion work. There is a whole sphere of things that you can do. So keep your mind open, keep learning, exploring careers as you go on so that you get the best fit for yourself. I want to thank you all for this opportunity just to talk to you. And I thank you for listening and participating, wishing you the best in your future as you work towards whichever area of faculty that you've decided to embark on. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Mrs. Flores, thank you so very much. And students, I think that we can do a little better than that. I'm seeing some thank yous coming through in the chat. Let's send some love and some energy to Mrs. Flores, who is really taking the time to be here to share some important nuggets with you. Mrs. Flores, I'm seeing the love coming through, a lot of it actually.
Yeah.
So I think that
Yes, thank
students are
you.
really, really grateful for what you've shared. I mean, definitely setting the tone. This is a big transition for students coming in. And, as you've rightfully said, there's so much to discover about the environment, about self. And so I'm really happy that you were able to situate that thought in the mind of our participating students so that they can really get themselves ready for this transition. So before we let you go, though, Mrs. Nichols, I want to challenge our students. I want to give them their first assignment today. I know that they've all been paying attention. I don't even have to ask if. I know they've been paying attention. So I want to ask someone, anyone, to unmute your microphone. Actually, you're going to raise your hand so that we have some order. And you will then unmute your microphone and you will give us a sense of your takeaway from what Mrs. Nichols has shared. Um, I don't know if I should say that there is a prize. But I'm saying, okay, I see Rianne's hand is up, whether there's a prize or not. So, Rianne, we invite you to unmute your microphone and share with us very briefly, just, what your takeaway was from Mrs. Nichols.
My takeaway really was that it really is just on you to know what you have to do and organize yourself so that you'll be able to do everything that you have to do and you want to do.
Quite so. Very much so. Thank you,
Thank you for
Anne.
that, Rianne. I see we have another hand, which we'll take as well. I believe it's Kyra. I hope I pronounced that correctly.
Hi, good afternoon. Yes, you did pronounce it correctly. I think my main takeaway was definitely balance. I think the university life has so much to offer, so definitely working on, keeping up the grades and doing your work that you, I guess, came there to do, but so much more in terms of forming connections, different activities to partake in as well.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Kyra.
Great
So we
takeaway.
have not one, but two very brave students sharing. And I know that, we've all taken away something, but particularly Rayan and Kyra, we want to say thank you for being brave enough to share. And so we will follow up with you. We have something nice for you. So you'll get a message from a member of our team who will reach out to you. All right. So thank you for participating. So Mrs. Nichols, we want to say thank you so very much. Students, we have so much more in store for you. So we're asking that you hang on. But we want to say thank you again to Mrs. Nichols for spending this time with us. And again, we'll see you very, very soon.
You're welcome. Thank you. Bye.
All right. So students, it's my pleasure at this time to welcome to the virtual stage Director of the Division of Student Services and Development, Dr. Deirder Charles, who could not be here with us in person, but has definitely prepared a very special welcome message for you, which we will present to you now. So Dr. Charles, inviting you to our virtual stage.
It brings me great joy to extend a warm welcome to you as you embark on your first year of study at the UWI St. Augustine Campus. This marks the beginning of an immensely rewarding and transformative journey in your life. You are now a cherished member of the UE family, and we are thrilled to support you in discovering your power and creating your future. Your first year at university holds significant importance. I assure you that our first year experience program, FYE, which you will soon be acquainted with, will equip you with the necessary tools and confidence to achieve success. Orientation and the FYE program are crucial in establishing a solid foundation for your academic journey. Through the FYE program, you will comfortably transition into university life, access vital information, and be introduced to key campus resources and support services tailored specifically to your needs. Additionally, you will have the invaluable opportunity to meet your fellow first-year students who share the same experiences and aspirations. Together, you can embark on this journey, forge a sense of community, and develop lifelong friendships. Your participation in the FYE program will prepare you in numerous ways and empower you throughout your university experience. We encourage you to get involved and proudly embrace your Pelican pride. On behalf of the Division of Student Services and Development, I extend a heartfelt congratulations to you. We eagerly anticipate partnering with you to achieve your goals and ensure that your time at the UE St. Augustine is an exceptional one. Once again, welcome to our university community.
Right. Thank you, Dr. Charles. And I think that we can share some love in the chat as well to Dr. Charles, who has joined us virtually. You've heard it. We are so very excited to be among the first to welcome you to your first year experience. I'm really happy to see the engagement in the chat. Persons are saying, I hope that I remember you when I start. And this is what first year experience is all about. It's about connections. It's about meeting your informational needs. And ensuring that you integrate comfortably into our campus community. So we will shift gears in our session today, and we will now have you meet and engage with members of our campus's admissions team. So over the last few weeks, some of you have been on the phone, you've been sending emails, you've been nervous, I've applied, what do I hear, what's going on? And our admissions team, they've really been working with you and will continue to do so. And so I'm really, really happy that you have the opportunity today actually to engage with them. So it's my pleasure to invite at this time Senior Administrative Assistant within the campus's admissions office, Mr. Garth Jones, to welcome you. So Mr. Jones, over to you.
All right, good afternoon, everyone, and a warm welcome to all our new students. As Jarrell mentioned, my name is Garth Jones, a Senior Administration Assistant at the Admissions Office. I hope you all are excited to start your new academic journey. Today, I have the privilege of addressing you all. I want to share some thoughts that I hope will be helpful to you in your future endeavors. First of all, I want to congratulate you all on taking this significant step in your life. You have chosen a path that will shape your future and determine the kind of life you will lead. As a new UWI student, you will be filled with hope and ambition. I encourage you to take a moment to reflect on the road that's brought you here. I know that you have worked hard and overcome many obstacles to reach this point. So take a moment to savor this achievement and be proud of yourselves. Also, I'd like to emphasize the importance of hard work and determination and resilience. These are qualities that will help you overcome an obstacle and succeed in your endeavors. Remember to keep your focus on your goals and work towards them with determination. Finally, I'd like to say that I have full faith in each and every one of you. You have the potential to make a positive impact in this world and achieve greatness. So take advantage of this time, take advantage basically, and make the most of it and never stop dreaming big. Once again, welcome to this new exciting journey, and I wish to see you all, wish you all the best in the future. All right. The next session we'll be breaking out into rooms where we'll explain to you the registration process and what to expect over the next few months. So we'll look forward to that session with you. So thank you again. Gerald, over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. So students, you've heard it. We will now transition to our breakout room sessions. So what you can expect is that you will be assigned to a room. So you don't have to do anything. You will be assigned to a room. And within that room, you will meet with one of our facilitators from our campus's admissions team, who will take you through a very important presentation that you definitely want to be taking some notes about now that you've received the offer letter. Once those sessions are done, we'll then return to the main session before we wrap up today. All right, so my team will now facilitate the assignment of the rooms, and I will see you back in the main session in just a short while. All right, so we are all here. Wonderful. So if I can just have all our facilitators today, as well as the team on screen, please, if we can just pin the persons whose cameras are on from our respective teams, just so that our students can see the faces who spent some time with them today. Students, we hope that today was insightful. We hope that it was enjoyable. We're saying don't leave us just yet. Just yet. We're winding down, but don't leave us just yet. Let me just see if everyone is on screen. There we go. So on screen, you are seeing some very nice faces. And these faces represent a cross-section of our campus community. And more importantly, what is being represented here today is our campus's commitment to student success and ensuring that you transition comfortably. So I want to say a heartfelt thank you to everyone who is on screen for spending this time with us today. Students, we hope that you had a really good time. I'm not hearing anybody saying anything, but I know that we're nodding our heads and saying, yes, we had a good time and we enjoyed the session and we're grateful for the information received. So as we seek to wrap the session today, we just have a few reminders for you. Remember that this is the end of session 1, but it's one of 4 sessions, all right? So can someone tell me when our next session will be? Feel free to unmute your microphone and tell us when is the date of our second. I like that all the hands are up and we are, waiting to be called upon. Christy, I saw your hand. Chris, can you tell us when is our Smart Start session?
On Thursday, the 13th, so next week.
Wonderful. And you will be there? The only answer is yes. You'll be there, right?
Okay, about that, right? Will we have access to these meeting recordings? Because I know next week we have Caribbean studies on that day. So some of us might not be home in time.
Right. And that's absolutely fine. And it's why our recordings will be made available on our FYE YouTube channel. All right. So by the early next week, you should see the recording from today's session and, of course, all the other sessions. But there's nothing better than the live. All right. So you want to be there for the live session, but definitely for persons who are coming in and joining our campus within the next few weeks, they will get to benefit from the recordings via our FYE YouTube channel. All right. So our next session, as you've heard it from Christy, will be on the 13th of June. I see Daniel has a question. Daniel?
Hi, concerning the medical form that we have to produce, they were speaking about certain vaccines that certain departments say you must produce. How do you know which vaccine you must produce?
All right,
Okay, so let me take this,
that,
Jarrell. All right,
sure.
so once you take your form to your GP together with your immunization card, they would use our form and match it with your immunization card and let you know what other vaccines you're required to get. All right, so you must take it to your general practitioner and they would guide you. Thanks, Jarrell.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for that, Mrs. Cunningham. And also to say that our health services unit, the website is definitely up and running. So there is some information there. There are also contact numbers. So students, just to say to you that this is a good time for you to gather information. So exactly what you're doing now, which is showing up to Smart Start, asking questions, taking notes, you're doing exactly what is required of you at this time. So for the next few weeks, we will ensure that all of those questions you have are in fact answered. So we are encouraging you to stay connected to us. If you have questions that you did not get to ask today, that's absolutely fine. That's why we're here. All right. So we do have our WhatsApp number that's available. I believe that was sent via email, so you should be able to take a note of that. We are encouraging persons as well to stay connected with us on Instagram and all other web platforms. Our FYE website as well is also a very useful resource for you. So we're saying you may not have gotten all of your answers today, and that's fine. That's why we have the First Year Experience program. So next week we are here again at the same time. It's at 1 p.m. and next week we are exploring fees, finance, and funding. And I know that is always a topic that we want information on. So for your peers who are also starting this first year with you, you want to ensure that you let them know that, hey, you didn't come today, but next week you want to ensure that you are there. All right, we are talking about fees, finance, and funding. And we are also expected to have some representatives from the GATE office within the Ministry of Education to share some pertinent details with you. So we look forward to you joining us for that session. So students, we have come to the end of our program today and our very first session for Smart Start. And as mentioned, I trust that the information shared with you today was in fact useful and that the experience has really helped with your confidence as you prepare to start out your new semester in just a few weeks. So we look forward to seeing you next week for session 2. Stay connected with us on all social media platforms. Very, very important to note, your feedback is important to us, all right? So we are placing in the chat a link for our evaluation form. It's not going to take you anything more than 2 minutes, if so much. We're asking to just share your feedback with us. How can we improve the experience for you? How can we really ensure that the first year experience meets your needs? So please complete that evaluation form, share your feedback with us, and stay connected, stay connected, stay connected. Thank you again for sharing your Thursday afternoon with us. And we'll see you right here at the same time, same place for Smart Start Session 2. Thank you and do enjoy the rest of your day.
Don't forget to subscribe,
like, share, comment. And make sure to follow our social media, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and our FYE website.
Okay.